Welcome to This or That Nervous Tissue Showdown. Here's how it works. I'll read a scenario with two choices. You must pick one, this or that. You only get the point if you explain why, using correct nervous tissue terminology. The other player can add or respectfully correct. If they improve the answer, they can earn a point too. Question 1, this or that. You are looking at a neuron whose cell body lives entirely inside the spinal cord. CNS or PNS?
Central nervous system, since it's made out of the brain and the spinal cord, so if the cell body is solely inside the spinal cord, it's the CNS.
Correct. Location of the cell body is a dead giveaway. Question 2, this or that. A neuron carries information from the fingertip after a cactus poke up to the spinal cord. Afferent or efferent?
Afferent. This is sensory input that travels towards the CNS.
Exactly. Sensory in, motor out. Question 3, this or that. Your heart rate spikes right before a big presentation, even though you are not consciously telling it to. Somatic or autonomic?
That's autonomic because it controls involuntary effectors like the cardiac and smooth muscles.
Correct. That stress response is autonomic territory. This or that. The cell we are looking at does not conduct long-distance action potentials, but cleans up leaked ions and neurotransmitters around synapses. Neuron or neuroglia?
Neuroglia. They are more like the maintenance and support crew.
Right, function gives it away. Question 5, this or that. The myelin-forming cell we see is wrapping a single axon in the sciatic nerve. Schwann cell or oligodendrocyte?
It's Schwann cell because it's in the peripheral nerve and has one axon per cell.
Nailed it. The location plus the pattern gives you the correct answer. Question 6, this or that. In which axon would a pain signal from stepping on a Lego travel faster? Thin unmyelinated fiber or thick myelinated fiber?
Thick myelinated fiber. Fast pain uses myelinated functions where the saltatory conduction lets the impulse jump from node to node.
Correct. Myelin plus diameter is a complete speed boost. Question 7, this or that. A tiny local voltage change fades out as it spreads along a dendrite and never reaches threshold. Graded potential or action potential?
Graded potential because they are small, local, and decremental.
Exactly. Question 8, this or that. Opening chemically gated potassium channels makes the inside of a neuron more negative than resting. Depolarization or hyperpolarization?
Hyperpolarization. When potassium leaves the cell, positive charge goes out, making inside more negative than resting potential.
Question 9, this or that. Right after an action potential peaks, sodium channels are inactivated and no new action potential can start, no matter how strong the stimulus. Absolute or relative refractory period?
It's the absolute refractory period because the sodium channels are inactivated, so the neurons cannot fire again.
Exactly. Question 10, this or that. At a typical neuromuscular junction, the signal crosses the gap using vesicles and receptors instead of direct ion flow between cells. Chemical or electrical synapse?
Chemical synapse. Neurotransmitters are released into the synaptic cleft and bind to receptors in the next cell. That's how signals are passed.
Correct. Most human CNS synapses and neuromuscular junctions are chemical for modulation and control. That wraps up this or that nervous tissue. Thank you for playing. You guys did a great job. Keep practicing and we'll see you next time for this or that Chapter 13 edition. Spinal cord, spinal nerves, and somatic reflexes.